If you're doing everything right, you're eating well, you're trying to support your body, but your cycle doesn't feel consistent and maybe you have energy crashes during the day, well, this might be one of the reasons that things aren't working. Today we're going to look at blood sugar, but in a very specific way. Because when most people hear blood sugar, well, they think of something extreme like diabetes, or they assume it only matters if there is a clear diagnosis. But in the context of fertility, that's not entirely true. There are actually a few subtle signals that your body gives you throughout the day, and they can tell you a lot about how stable your metabolic system really is. And by the end of this episode, I want you to be able to recognize them. Hi, I'm Batya. I'm a fertility specialist, a Chinese medicine practitioner, and a midwife. And I work with women who are trying to conceive and feel stuck or unsure about what really matters, whether everything looks normal or there's a clear diagnosis but the path forward isn't clear. And if you're trying to figure out what might be affecting your fertility specifically, well, I actually put together a short quiz that helps you identify which patterns might be at play for you, and I've linked it below. So, I want you to understand this. Your body is constantly assessing and asking a very simple question. Do I have enough consistent access to energy? And not just enough, but is it stable? Is it predictable? And is it available when I need it? And this matters more than people realize, because reproduction isn't a one-time event. It's a coordinated process, and it requires hormonal signaling, ovulation, implantation, and sustained energy over time. So your body needs to feel like the resources, the energy, they're not just present, but they're steady and they're available. So when blood sugar is unstable, even in subtle ways, your body may interpret that as inconsistency, unpredictability, or stress on the system. Now that doesn't necessarily shut things down completely, but it can make ovulation less consistent, it can affect progesterone production, and it can create a system that feels almost stable, but not quite. And this is where it gets important, because it's not always obvious. There are subtle clues that your body is giving you that say the energy here isn't quite stable. And I like to think of these clues in two separate categories. So the first category is the daily cycle, and that relates to the energy that you feel throughout the day. So signals in this category are things like energy dips between meals, needing to eat frequently just to feel okay, having strong cravings, especially for sugar or quick carbs, or feeling shaky or irritable or foggy when you haven't eaten. And then there are signals in your monthly cycle that can also be clues that the energy in your body isn't stable. And those signals are things like cycles that don't feel consistent from month to month, the luteal phase being shorter than it should be, and obviously no ovulation at all. And sometimes everything looks almost fine daily and monthly, but not fully stable. And this can happen for a few different reasons. Sometimes it's because you're not eating regularly enough throughout the day. And sometimes it's because you have large swings in blood sugar, either from long gaps between meals or from meals or snacks that spike your blood sugar up and then drop the energy quickly. And sometimes it's a combination of both, where you eat really sugary meals or snacks, and that spikes your blood sugar, and then there are long gaps between meals, and then your blood sugar plummets, and you don't refuel it again. So your body never quite gets a steady, reliable signal. And this ties back to what we've been building, because your body doesn't evaluate fertility in isolation. It's constantly interpreting signals. And one of the most important signals is energy availability. Remember, pregnancy is metabolically expensive, right? It takes a lot of energy to support and nurture a pregnancy. So the body needs to know that there's enough energy to do that. So if your energy signal is inconsistent, even subtly, your body may shift into a more conservative mode. And that would look like irregular ovulation, possibly. So this is also why two women can eat healthy, follow similar diets, but have completely different experiences, because it's not only about what you're eating, it's about First of all, when you eat it. Second of all, how your body processes it. Thirdly, how stable your blood sugar remains, and then how your own system interprets that internally. So blood sugar in this context isn't about being perfect with food, and it's not about restriction, obviously. It's also not about following a rigid plan. It's about creating stability, consistency, predictability. So your body can begin to register the message, there is enough energy here, and it's actually reliably and readily available. And then when that energy signal becomes more stable, then that can start to influence how your entire system functions, including ovulation, hormone signaling, and cycle consistency. So I want to just sum up again those signals that you need to pay attention to that might show you that there's some kind of metabolic or energy instability. So the daily signals are, again, energy dips between meals, needing to eat frequently just to feel okay, having strong cravings, especially for sugar or carbs, feeling shaky or irritable or foggy if you haven't eaten, and then on the monthly level, irregular ovulation, no ovulation at all, or possibly a short luteal phase. So I want you to also keep one more thing in mind, and that is that blood sugar is one piece, but it's really the only piece. There are many other patterns that we need to look at when things aren't adding up. Right now, I want to leave you with this. Your body isn't broken, your symptoms aren't random, and fertility doesn't respond to pressure, it responds to support. Take this as an invitation to listen more gently and more compassionately and more purposefully. Your body is wiser than you think.